Like, share and subscribe. Introduction. When to confront your cheating spouse. Have you just recently learned that your spouse is or has been cheating on you? If you have concrete proof, you may want to confront him or her right away. Of course, it's your decision to do so, but there are a few important points that you will want to take into consideration first. After all, calling out a cheating spouse is a major step, but is it one that you are ready to take? When looking to confront a cheating spouse, it's important to know that you can do so at just about any point in time. If you're ready to confront your spouse now, go ahead and do so. If you would prefer to wait, like until you're ready to start divorce proceedings, be sure to wait. Although it may be difficult to stand the sight of your significant other, it's important to proceed with caution. One of the best times to confront your spouse is when you have concrete proof. Did you see them cheating? Were they having sex or just out to dinner? What about documentation? Do you have pictures or video of your spouse having inappropriate actions with another? Do you have credit card receipts or cell phone bills that point towards an affair? If you do, you may be ready to confront your spouse. Unfortunately, too many men and women make the mistake of jumping the gun. Although there is a good chance that you may choose to forgive your cheating spouse, you may also wish to terminate the relationship. Until you're ready to start divorce proceedings, it's a wise idea to not say anything. Many men and women feel comfort and peace of mind when they're first able to get their life in order before they spring a divorce on their husband or wife. Another sign that you may be ready to confront your cheating spouse is if you're ready to leave the home if you have to. With that being said, it's important to not leave in certain circumstances. Is the home in your name? Do you help to pay the bills or do you pay most of them? Do you have children? If so, you may want to refrain from uprooting your whole life. Instead, make your cheating spouse leave. Just know that they may refuse to do so right away. As previously stated, it's a wise idea to get your affairs in order before confronting a cheating spouse and asking them for a divorce. You will want to place a good focus on your finances. Are you in good financial standing? Does most of your money belong to your spouse or is it in their control? If so, you may want to wait. Unless you have a good and secure network of friends and family members, it's important to make sure that you can financially survive on your own, especially if you have children. The best time to confront a cheating spouse is when you know it's safe to do so. Does your husband or wife have violent tendencies? If so, be sure to keep the kids away. Next, consider confronting them in public or have a trusted friend, relative or the police on hand. For your safety, never confront a cheating spouse who has been drinking or who has used drugs. This is likely to increase the chance of violence. Confronting your spouse and ending your relationship should be important to you, but please don't put yourself at risk. As you can see, when confronting a cheating spouse, there are times when it's best to wait. Always be sure to follow your best judgment. If the time doesn't seem right, it likely isn't. Muster up enough courage to deal with your spouse until you're able to safely and effectively call them out on their cheating ways. What to do when you catch your boyfriend or girlfriend cheating. Are you in a serious romantic relationship? If is your relationship defined as being boyfriend and girlfriend? If it's, you may still be curious about cheating. Despite the fact that you may not be married, it doesn't mean that a cheating partner will not hurt. If you catch your boyfriend or girlfriend cheating, you may be curious as to what you should do. After all, a quick internet search online will mostly produce results for married couples. As a reminder, just because you're not married, it doesn't have to mean that you have to put up with a cheating boyfriend or girlfriend. If you learn that your boyfriend or girlfriend has been cheating, the first thing that you will want to do is take a step back. You will want to fully think the situation through. Catching a cheating spouse often results in impulsive actions. It's expected, but it can be harmful. As for what you should do when you do learn about the cheating, please continue reading on. If you actually catch your boyfriend or girlfriend in the act, like if you see them having sex, leave the room. In fact, you should do so immediately. Verifying an affair is one thing, but staying in the room even just to argue is not advised. Vacate the premise immediately, unless of course it's your own home. This gives you time to think about what you saw and what your actions should be without having to see half-naked bodies sitting in front of you. Be sure to think about what you saw or what you learned. If you're seriously considering ending your relationship, do not decide right away. Instead, ask your boyfriend or girlfriend for a little bit of time apart. This is ideal if you don't live together. If you do live together, ask that your cheating partner stays with friends or family members. At the very least, have them sleep in another room. Another action that you can take is to break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend. As previously stated, you may not want to do this right away, especially if you are in a long-term relationship. With that in mind, be sure to remember that many men and women who cheat often do so again and again. Do you really want to always be wondering if your boyfriend or girlfriend is where they say they are? If you're interested in trying to save your relationship, you should recommend counseling to your cheating partner. Although counseling is often associated with marriage, couples counseling is also available and can be helpful as well. Your chances of saving your relationship are better if you're older as opposed to being a teenager or you have been in a long-term relationship. For many, long-term relationships are worth saving. As for what you will never want to do, never resort to violence. When placed in situations, such as finding a cheating spouse, both men and women have the ability to become violent. This violence may be physical, verbal, or a combination of them both. Whatever you do, don't resort to violence, as it often makes the situation much worse than it needs to be. As you can see, there are a number of different ways that you can go about dealing with a cheating boyfriend or girlfriend. Whichever approach you do take, just be sure to follow your heart but use your best judgment at the same time. Why do women cheat on their partners? When it comes to cheating, many of us instinctively think of men who cheat on their girlfriends or wives. Yes, this is a common occurrence, but women are just as capable as carrying on affairs as men are. In fact, many women do. If you suspect that your wife or girlfriend is cheating on you, you may be curious as to why. When it comes to determining why women cheat on their boyfriends or husbands, an answer is actually hard to come across. This is because women as well as men cheat for a wide range of different reasons. Just because one woman likes to cheat because it's easy to do so, it doesn't mean that is the same goal and motivation of your significant other. Although it's difficult to pinpoint the exact reason why women cheat on their men, there are a number of common reasons. A few of these reasons are highlighted below. They may be what's causing your wife or girlfriend to cheat on you. 1. Unfulfilled desires at home. Do you have a preference when it comes to sex? Most men do, but did you also know that most women do as well? Have you asked your wife or girlfriend what she likes in bed? If not, you may not be fulfilling her desires. It's important to remember that women do have sexual needs as well. If your sex life is dull, boring, or decreasing, there's a good chance that your significant other is cheating on you. Remember, she may be doing so to fulfill her sexual desires or her fantasies. 2. To get out of a relationship. There was a point in time when a simple breakup note or a phone call was an easy way to end a relationship. Now it seems as if cheating is the easiest alternative. Many women use cheating as a way to get out of their relationship. Some women fear the responses that they will receive when trying to break up with a boyfriend or ask for a divorce. Violence is one of those fears. If you have noticed that your relationship has been suffering for some time now, there is a chance that your woman is trying to find an easy way out of your relationship. 3. To feel young again. It's no secret that women fear aging. In fact, many women enter into crisis mode when they notice aging signs on their body. These signs may include wrinkles, gray hair, or weight gain. Some women choose to improve their physical appearance by getting a makeover or starting a weight loss plan. Others decide to go out and have an affair. In these types of situations, affairs are typically short and may also only be one-night stands. Some women just want to be able to go out for a while, have a good time, feel young again, and return home. 4. Convenience. Convenience is another common reason why women cheat on their men. Say your girlfriend or wife is out to dinner or at a bar with a group of friends. A man provides them with attention and pays them compliments. Many women will eat this right up. It goes with the above-mentioned reason of feeling young again and improving self-confidence levels. At this point in time, many women also think, why not? If they have a man there who is willing to provide them with passion even just for one night, many women choose to go for it because of convenience. As highlighted above, it's important to remember that men are typically typecast as the cheaters, but women can cheat just the same. If you suspect that your wife or girlfriend is cheating on you, you may want to spend less time focusing on the why or the how and more time deciding what action you will take. Do you want to save your relationship, or is it not worth the pain? The pros and cons of hiring a private investigator to catch a cheating spouse. Do you think that your spouse is cheating on you? If you do, you may be looking for proof. After all, if marriage and children are involved, divorce may be what you're thinking. If that's the case, you should first find proof. To do so, you may want to hire a private investigator to help you prove that your husband or wife is cheating on you. As for what a private investigator does, you will find that their actions will vary. Different investigators handle their cases differently. For example, you may receive direct one-on-one service from the investigator that you hire, or you may end up working with one of their close associates. Either way, your spouse will likely be followed. Their behavior may be documented in pictures or videos. A private investigator may also examine your computer or your phone records. Before deciding to use the services of a private investigator, it's first important to know that there are a number of pros and cons to doing so. One of those pros or plus sides is that you have solid proof. This is important if you're looking to get a divorce. If you want or need to receive support or alimony payments, you need to have proof that your husband or wife was cheating on you. There is no better proof than professional videos and pictures taken by an experienced and certified private investigator. Another pro or plus side to hiring the services of a private investigator is that you don't have to do the work yourself. Tracking a cheating spouse can be easy, but it can also be very difficult. Some cheaters go through great lengths to ensure that they don't get caught. You may essentially be sent on a wild goose chase. On the other hand, many private investigators already know where to look, what behavior changes to look for, as well as what traps to not fall for. Perhaps the greatest benefit of using the services of a private investigator is that you don't have to see the act being committed yourself. Yes, you will still likely get video footage and pictures of your spouse cheating, but that's much different than seeing the act with your own eyes. In fact, you don't even have to look at the documentation your private investigator provides you with. Well-known and reputable private investigators don't lie. Take the proof and pass it on to your divorce attorney. Although there are a number of pros or plus sides to using a private investigator to help you catch your cheating spouse, there are also a number of cons or downsides to doing so as well. One of those being the cost. When hiring a private investigator, it's important for you to use your best judgment. Spend as little money as possible, but make sure that you hire an individual who is trustworthy and who has a good reputation. In this situation, quality is more than worth the extra cost. In keeping with costs, it's also important to take time into consideration. There are some men who cheat on a daily or weekly basis, while others only do so on occasion. It will honestly all depend on your spouse. Your private investigator may follow your husband or wife for weeks before they find any concrete proof that your spouse is cheating. Despite getting proof in the end, this time period may be costly and agonizing for you. Since there are a number of pros and cons to catching a cheating spouse with the assistance of a private investigator, you're urged to examine your own personal wants and needs. Do you want proof that your spouse is cheating on you? Do you want proper and professional documentation that can be used in divorce proceedings? If so, a private investigator is worth the look. Online relationships, are they really cheating? Does your husband, wife, boyfriend or girlfriend spend way too much time on the computer? If they do, and if you don't know what they're doing, you may be wondering if your significant other is having an online relationship. Unfortunately, online relationships are often viewed differently, but that doesn't mean that they can't be considered cheating. When it comes to relationships that develop online, there are typically two sides to the story. The first side is that of the cheater or the individual carrying on the affair. If you ever catch your significant other having an online relationship, they may claim that it isn't really cheating. This is because sometimes a physical meeting never takes place. So essentially, your partner has never kissed or had physical sex with the person at the other end of the computer. The second side of the story where online relationships are concerned is the side of the husband, wife, boyfriend or girlfriend who catches their partner acting inappropriately online. For starters, it's important to know that many individuals nowadays don't just talk online. There are social networking websites, dating websites and other similar websites that make it easier for internet users to meet up with each other. Just because you're told that a physical meeting did not occur, it doesn't mean that you're getting the truth. In fact, a meeting may have been planned right around the corner. In keeping with viewing emotional affairs from the viewpoint of those who are being cheated on, it's important to examine the harm caused. Phone sex is a popular activity for couples in long-distance relationships. This may be occurring or it may be done online. Despite the fact that physical contact has still not been made, inappropriate actions are still being performed. Plus, even if sexy or seductive emails are the only thing exchanged, it can still hurt. For many men and women, emotional affairs can be just as painful and as heartbreaking. So do you suspect that your husband, wife, boyfriend or girlfriend is having an inappropriate relationship online? If you do, there are a number of steps that you can take to get answers. For starters, try to enter the computer room. If it's locked, there's a good sign that something inappropriate is going on. Next, when you enter the room, place all of your focus on the computer screen. Does your partner quickly change what is appearing on the screen? Next, approach them as if you intend to give them a hug or a kiss. Towards the bottom of the screen should be a taskbar. This bar will give you information on programs that are open, including pornographic websites, video players and so forth. If you suspect that your partner is having inappropriate relationships online, it's a good idea to first think about your actions. Unfortunately, many men and women are so surprised when they do catch what is happening that they don't know how to act. Be prepared. Do you want to limit computer use? Get rid of the computer altogether, take a break, or completely cut ties. There are a number of benefits to having a set plan in place before you confront your cheating spouse. Remember that online relationships can often develop into more than just a few flirty emails here and there. The pros and cons of spying on a cheating spouse. Do you suspect that your husband or wife is cheating on you? If you do, confirmation is what you will likely be after. To get confirmation that their spouses are cheating, many men and women make the decision to spy on their spouses. There is no better proof than catching a cheater in the act. Of course, you can take the spying approach, but it's important to know that there are a number of pros and cons to doing so. One of the many cons or downsides to spying on what you believe to be a cheating spouse is the fact that it may take up a considerable amount of time. Cheaters cheat differently. You might assume that your husband or wife is having inappropriate relations with another individual on a daily basis, but it may only end up being on a weekly basis or even a monthly basis. This means it could take a while for you to actually catch your cheating spouse in the act. In keeping with the amount of time that it takes to catch a cheating spouse, you may get frustrated with the whole process. This may involve you slacking off or even brining your kids with you. This is something that you will never want to do. If you can't handle the possibly long and frustrating process of trying to catch a cheating spouse, you may want to call on the services of a professional private investigator. Another con or downside to spying on a cheating spouse is that it can be costly. To properly document the affair for divorce proceedings, you need to have proof. This proof may require the purchase of a video recorder or a digital camera. You may also end up missing work to spy on your cheating partner. Although you will not lose actual money, it's important to take into consideration the time that you will be spending away from your loved ones, like your children. When spying on what you believe to be a cheating spouse, it's important to remember that you can get caught. Unfortunately, many of those doing the spying believe that this will just not happen. Of course, keeping your distance, wearing a disguise and using a friend's car can lessen the chances of this happening. With that said, be sure to always have a plan in place if you get caught. In keeping with getting caught when spying on a cheating spouse, it's important to know that spying can be dangerous. You may be brought into unfamiliar and unsafe areas of towns. If your husband or wife is known for their jealousy, physical or emotional abuse, you may end up putting yourself in serious danger if you were to ever get caught. For that reason, be sure to always let someone know where you're going and why. Always carry a cell phone with you. Despite the fact that there are a number of cons or downsides to spying on a cheating partner, there are also a number of pro or plus sides to doing so as well. The biggest being that you will now know that your husband or wife is cheating on you. This can allow you to proceed with a divorce, make a decision if you want to work on your relationship and so forth. It can also give you the urge to get yourself tested for sexually transmitted diseases, as they are a risk when cheating and multiple partners are involved. As a recap, there are a number of pros and cons to catching a cheating spouse. If you want to do the spying yourself as opposed to using a private investigator, be sure to use your best judgment. As much as you want to know that your husband or wife is cheating on you, it's important to be safe. Endangering your safety is not worth it even to get the proof that you have been wanting. Talking to your teenage son about his cheating ways. Every parent wants to raise their son to be a mature, responsible young man. Men who are considerate and loyal. For the most part of our sons will end up that way eventually in time. However, in the meantime they will make a lot of mistakes. One of those mistakes likely involves breaking a few hearts along the way. A large number of teenage boys play the field behind the backs of their devoted girlfriends. As much as you don't want to know or admit it, your own son may be among them. But what to do if and when you learn this important yet heartbreaking piece of information? If you discover that your son is a player per se, there are a few ways you can go about handling the situation. A few of these ways are highlighted below for your convenience. One approach is to just stay out of the situation completely. Since all teenage relationships are basically learning experiences, you should allow them to learn. There are a number of benefits to giving him the freedom to make his own mistakes. If you believe this way of thinking, you may just want to ignore the situation. With that said, if you suspect that your son might be jeopardizing his own health and safety or the health and safety of others by cheating, you may want to deal with the problem head on. Putting things into perspective for your son is another approach that you can and may want to take. What you can do is appeal to your son's own sense of decency. Ask him to imagine how he would feel if someone broke his heart and trust in that same way. As a parent, you may be surprised just how effective this approach is. Many times, all it takes is a gentle and respectable reminder that they are not the only people in the world who have feelings and experience hurt and pain. Discuss the consequences with your son. The consequences of cheating may seem like common sense to us, but to a teenager who lives in the moment, these ideas are fleeting at best. Your son may not even have considered the idea of losing the friendship of a girl he cares about, developing a reputation that may impact and prevent future relationships, and so forth. If you worried about seeming overprotective or appearing as the overbearing parent, you may want to take the cool approach to the situation. Most teenage boys are fueled by the approval of their peers. This means that looking cool to their friends is very important. You can and should try to convince your son that he doesn't need multiple girlfriends to fit in, or just because everyone else thinks that it's cool to cheat. By implementing a few of the above mentioned steps, you may be able to help your cheating teenage son change his ways. However, even if you're completely unsuccessful in getting your son to stop his cheating, the important message is still fresh in his mind. It's likely that he will one day meet that special someone who leaves him with the urge to stay faithful. Until then, it's your job as the parent to support him as best you can, even while voicing your displeasures. What to do when you catch your teenage love cheating? Are you a teenager who has recently learned that your boyfriend or girlfriend is or has been cheating on you? If so, you may be unsure as to how you should proceed. After all, the adults in your life may tell you to simply just get over it. But should you? Please continue reading on for ways to handle a cheating boyfriend or girlfriend. One of the first things that you will want to do is bring attention to the problem. Does your boyfriend or girlfriend know that you know? If not, let them know. When doing so, be careful. Don't call them out on their cheating ways in front of the whole school, or do so if your partner is known for displaying violent tendencies. As much as you may want to embarrass your boyfriend or girlfriend, don't put yourself in danger to do so. You can end the relationship if you want. If you have only been dating your boyfriend or girlfriend for a short period of time, it may be in your best interest to simply just end the relationship. After all, is it really worth the hassle? Do you always want to be worried about your boyfriend or girlfriend's wandering eyes? Although it may be the last thing that you want to hear, it's also important to remember that you're young and that you will be able to find love again. One of the best steps that you can take after learning that your boyfriend or girlfriend has been cheating on you is relying on your friends for support. A strong friendship is one of the best ways to overcome a breakup or a cheating partner. Whether you talk to your friends about what had happened to you, or if you just hang out like normal, you will want to rely on your friends. They can help you remember what a great person you're, that life will go on. It may also be a good idea to rely on your family for support. Do you have an older brother or sister who you can trust? If so, talk to them. Remember, just talking about the whole ordeal may make you feel better. You may also be able to seek advice. Although the last thing that you may want to do is talk to your parents, it may be a good idea. Sometimes there is nothing like a hug from mom or dad or a strong shoulder to cry on, no matter how young or old you're. Not dwelling on your cheating boyfriend or girlfriend is also advised. Once you have determined that they did in fact cheat, make a decision. Do you want to continue the relationship or move on? Regardless of your decision, do not dwell on it. If you decide to continue your relationship, keep an eye on your boyfriend or girlfriend, but don't constantly remind them of their infidelity. If you decide to move on to a new relationship or no relationship on all, let the experience escape from your mind. Don't talk about it and try to not think about it. Most importantly, get tested for sexually transmitted diseases. Did you and your partner have sex? If so, there is always the possibility of getting a sexually transmitted disease, as their likelihood increases with multiple sex partners. Make sure that you get tested right away. Using the internet to catch a cheating spouse. Do you suspect that your husband or wife is cheating on you? If you do, you may be looking for ways to catch him or her in the act. One approach that you may want to take involves using the internet to your advantage. The internet makes it relatively easy to men and women to develop secret relationships and to carry on affairs online. When it comes to using the internet to catch a cheating spouse, you may not know where to proceed. If you don't consider yourself to be computer savvy, the whole process may seem hopeless. The good news is that you can catch your cheating spouse online, and you may be able to do so in a few simple steps. The easiest way to catch a cheating spouse who uses the internet is to install a keyword tracker program, also commonly referred to as a keylogger, on your computer. These software programs are actually similar to programs that hackers use to get information from your computer. They can also help you find out if your spouse is using the internet to cheat on you. What these programs will do is record all words that are typed on a computer. This allows you to examine emails, chat sessions, and so much more. If you're interested in using a keyword tracker or a keylogger, be cautious of the programs that you do choose. As previously stated, some hackers do use this similar technology. Spending a few extra dollars to purchase a program as opposed to using a free version online is advised. Many of these programs are marketed as internet safety tools for parents. Another easy way to use the internet to catch a cheating spouse is to visit the online websites of their email accounts. Even if you don't have a password to get into their account, there are still some things that you can do. For example, most websites like Hotmail and Yahoo will automatically save the email address of the last person who used the website. Examine these websites to see if one does show up. Is it your partner's main email address, or are they using multiple accounts? This may be a sign of a cheating spouse. Your computer's internet history may be a wealthy source of information for you. Most computers allow you to check the websites visited within the last week or at least day by opening up a new internet window. Next, click on the history icon button, which appears towards the top of your screen. This icon displays a small clock with a green arrow wrapped around a portion of it. What websites has your significant other visited in the past few days? Be on the lookout for adult chat websites, pornographic websites, dating websites, and so forth. In keeping with the checking of your computer's internet history, be suspicious of no information at all. Has your computer's internet history recently been cleared? There are very few good reasons why it should have been. Remember that many cheaters research ways, especially online, to not get caught. A cleared internet history is a good sign that your husband or wife has something to hide. If you suspect that your husband or wife is using the internet to cheat on you, there are two different approaches that you can take. One of those approaches involves talking to them. If you found proof online, show that proof to them. You will then need to decide together where your relationship wants to go. If you do decide to work on your relationship, please be cautious. It's important to remember that your husband or wife now knows that you know how to track their movements online. Another one of your options is to rely on the use of parental controls. Treating your spouse like a teenager, however, may incite some anger in them. There is nothing worse for a cheater than knowing that they have been caught or now needing a password to visit their favorite websites. Tips for spying on a cheating partner. Do you suspect that your husband, wife, girlfriend, or boyfriend is cheating on you? If you do, you may be interested in getting proof. Despite the fact that you do have a number of different options, you may resort to spying on your cheating partner. When doing so, it's important to know what you're doing. For that reason, a few helpful tips are outlined below. Before outlining a few tips that can help you spy on a cheating partner, it's important to know that professional help is available. You can hire a private investigator to follow and spy on your cheating partner for you. This approach is convenient and safer for many men and women, typically women. Although you may not want to pay for something that you could do on your own, it's still an option that you may want to seriously consider. If you do decide to spy on your cheating partner yourself, it's important to maintain your distance. Whether you follow them in your car or at a public place like a shopping mall, stay as far back as possible. If you're seen, a confirmation may ensue. Also, cheaters who suspect that they are being followed or caught are likely to change their ways, or at least the approaches taken. This may result in you not getting concrete proof that your significant other is cheating on you. Speaking of which, do not let your husband, wife, boyfriend or girlfriend know that you know they're cheating until you have solid proof. As previously stated, they may change the approaches taken, such as their meeting places. Not letting your significant other know that you know about their cheating is important, especially if you're looking to use the affair in your divorce proceedings, as you need to have concrete proof. As important as it may be to catch your cheating partner in the act, it's important not to put yourself in danger. Unfortunately, many cheaters meet in dangerous, unsafe parts of towns and sites. This is because many mistakenly believe that they will not run into or see anyone that they know. Always be aware of your surroundings. If you enter into an area that seems unsafe, leave immediately. Remember, putting yourself in danger isn't worth catching a cheating partner. Chances are you will have other safer opportunities to catch them in the act. In keeping with safety, it's important to let someone know what you're doing. As difficult as it may be to admit that you think that your significant other is cheating on you, be sure to do so. Let a trusted friend or relative know of your suspicion and your intent to spy on your partner. If possible, bring a friend along so that you're not alone. If you don't want to tell anyone, be sure to leave a note behind. This may seem like going overboard, but you can honestly never be too careful where cheating, unfamiliar areas and relationships are concerned. When spying on a cheating partner, especially a husband or wife, it's important to document everything if you will be using the affair in your divorce proceedings. There is no such thing as having too much proof. Get the license plate number of the man or woman meeting with your spouse, write down all meeting locations, take pictures or video until you decide to confront your significant other with the proof. Keep it in a safe place, possibly a safety deposit box. Should you decide to spy on or catch your cheating partner, the above mentioned points are just a few of the many that you will want to take into consideration. As a reminder, if you find it too difficult or dangerous to do so, call upon the professional expertise of a private investigator. For an affordable fee, they can help you get the proof that you need. What to do when you catch your wife cheating. Have you recently learned that your wife has been cheating on you? If you have, you may be unsure as to how you should proceed. After all, you may have a wide array of emotions running through your mind, including hurt, anger, frustration, and sadness. As for the steps that you will want to take when you learn that your wife has been having an affair, a few suggestions are highlighted below. By following these suggestions, you're more likely to let your head do the talking as opposed to your broken heat. One of the first steps that you will want to take is call your wife out on her cheating ways. Let her know that you know what she has been up to. What that said, it's important to make sure that you do know. Don't confront your wife until you have concrete evidence that she has been cheating. Whether you're followed her, intercepted an email, or hired a private investigator, make sure that your wife really has been having an affair before you bring out the accusations. It's also important to decide what you want to do in terms of the future. In fact, you may want to do this first. You should decide what is best for you and your relationship beforehand. Can you continue to live with your wife? Will you still trust her? Do you believe that your marriage is worth saving? These are all questions that you should have answers to. Once you have called your wife out on her cheating ways, give her the opportunity to explain herself. In all honesty, there is never a good reason for cheating in a marriage, but do wait and see what she has to say. Is there any truth to what she is claiming? Have you been cheating or distant yourself? Do you avoid having sex with your wife? As a reminder, these are not good excuses for having an affair, but the answers to your wife's questions may help to make your marriage worth saving. Speaking of saving your marriage, you and your wife should discuss the future together. As for why the decision should be made together, because you never know what she is thinking. Did your wife cheat because she could or because she was unsatisfied with the sex at home? Or did she cheat because she met and feel in love with someone else? If that's the case, your wife may prefer to just end your marriage altogether. Call on professional help. There are many situations in a marriage where help is needed, and cheating is definitely one of those situations. Do you have a friend or a trusted relative that you can confide in? You may find your situation improving once you're able to talk about it with someone that you know or trust. As for professional help, a divorce lawyer or a marriage counselor may be needed. The above-mentioned steps are just a few of the many that you may want to consider taking should you find out that your wife is or has been cheating on you. As a reminder, be sure to think about your options as well as your needs before confronting her. This can help to make the whole process much better and easier to deal with for all parties. The cheating boyfriend test. Is there such a thing? Are you a female who thinks that your boyfriend is cheating on you? If you do, you may be looking to reaffirm that your suspicions are true. While many other women in your shoes turn to spying on their boyfriend or the hiring of a private investigator, you may be interested in taking a cheating boyfriend test. But wait, is there even such a thing? Yes, there are tests that are called cheating boyfriend tests. They may also be referred to as cheating boyfriend quizzes. As for what they are, you will find that it depends. They tend to target teenagers and young adults like college students. As for how they help you determine if your boyfriend is cheating, it's done by asking a series of questions. Your answers to these questions will have an impact on your score, which means that your boyfriend may be cheating on you. Although cheating boyfriend tests do sound kind of fun and neat, there are some important things you should know about them. You do not want to make the mistake of breaking up with your boyfriend, especially if you're in a long-term relationship, just because someone's boyfriend test says that yours is cheating. This may end up being an embarrassing and costly mistake on your part. The questions that are found on most cheating boyfriend tests are simple. In fact, you could say that they are too simple. Common questions asked include: does he accuse you of cheating? Has your boyfriend changed his appearance? Has your boyfriend started hanging out more with his friends? Although these questions do signal the sign of a cheater, they are not guarantees. Speaking of no guarantees, that is why you're urged to proceed with caution. Just because a boyfriend cheating test claims that your boyfriend does cheat, it really doesn't mean that he does. With that said, it also works the other way around too. Basically, you should not invest too much into what a 5-question quiz tells you. If you're truly suspicious of your boyfriend, consider approaching them and voicing your concerns. Boyfriend cheating tests, although they don't have guarantees, are popular. You should be able to find them online and free of charge. There are, however, websites that want you to pay to take a cheating boyfriend quiz. Do not do this, as it will likely end up being a waste of your money. If you do want to do a cheating boyfriend quiz, perform a standard internet search with the phrases cheating boyfriend test or free cheating boyfriend tests. In keeping with costs, it's important to avoid cheating boyfriend tests that can be sent to your cell phone. Most of these cell phone text messaging programs, like ones that allow you to receive jokes and horoscopes, are money wasters. In fact, they could even be considered scams. To get a boyfriend quiz delivered to your cell phone, you may have to pay a monthly or a text message fee. You may not even get the results until paying even more money. Stay away from these traps. It's also important to note that boyfriend cheating tests, especially those that you find online, are not developed by professionals. Yes, professional relationship experts do have a series of questions that resemble these quizzes, but most of what you will find online is written by everyday individuals, just like you and me. For that reason, do not put too much into what your cheating boyfriend quiz results are, as the information is likely unreliable and not researched. As a recap, cheating boyfriend tests are easy to find online with a standard internet search. Avoid having cheating boyfriend tests sent to your cell phone, as they can get costly. As fun as cheating boyfriend tests can be to fill out, especially when surfing the internet with a bunch of your friends, remember to not rely too heavily on their results. Why do men cheat on their partners? Are you a woman who suspects that your man is cheating on you? If you do, you may be interested in catching them in the act. But first, you may have a number of questions. One of the most common questions asked by women who have been cheated on is why do men cheat? When it comes to determining why men cheat on their wives or their girlfriends, it's difficult to come up with an exact reason. Why? Because men cheat for a wide range of different reasons. For example, your boyfriend may cheat for one reason, but another man may be cheating for a whole other reason. Despite the fact that it is difficult to determine exactly why men cheat, namely your man, there are a number of common reasons. These reasons, a few of which are highlighted below, may be the cause of your cheating husband or boyfriend. 1. To get out of a relationship. What do you do when you decide that you want to end a relationship? If you're like many other women, you break up with your boyfriend or ask for a divorce from your husband. For some men, this is a lot easier said than done. Those who fear breakups often opt for cheating instead. These men often wish to get caught, as most women will not put up with a cheating partner. What does this mean? It means that some men use cheating as an easy way to get out of a relationship. Unfortunately, most men don't take the pain of a broken heart into consideration. 2. Unfulfilled desires. Unfulfilled desires is another common reason why some men cheat. In these instances, men don't want to end their relationship with their girlfriend or wife. In fact, they may truly love their significant other, it's just that their desires aren't being fulfilled. All individuals, including both men and women, have sexual desires. If those desires aren't being met at home, a man may turn elsewhere. Aside from the sexual standpoint and the act of cheating, these types of men often have otherwise healthy relationships at home. 3. An improvement in self-confidence. There comes a point in every woman's life when she looks in the mirror and thinks, what has happened to me? Men go through this same experience. Whether it be increasing in age, a change in physical appearance, or a generalized decrease in self-confidence, many men are afraid of what they see or what they have become. These men often need an uplifting experience. Unfortunately, not all men opt for something adventurous like skydiving or rock climbing. Many other men decide to have an affair. 4. Convenience. Unfortunately, many wives and girlfriends make the mistake of assuming that affairs are long-term and last for weeks, months, or years. In fact, a large percent of men who cheat only have what is commonly referred to as one-night stands. This is when they have sexual relations with another woman and return home to you, possibly never seeing that woman again. As for why men have one-night stands, many do so because it's convenient and because they can. Also, in these types of situations, alcohol is typically a factor. 5. Just because. It's important to remember that a man doesn't have to have a reason to cheat. There are some men who honestly don't care about who they hurt in the process. There are other men who simply just make a mistake. If you think that your man is cheating on you, it may be more important to focus on what you should do as opposed to dwelling on why he decided to cheat in the first place. As highlighted above, there are a number of common reasons why men cheat. With that said, it's important to remember that men are not the only ones who cheat. Some women are just as bad. Don't let yourself become one of those women, especially if your only goal is to seek revenge. 10 signs of a cheating spouse. Do you suspect that your husband or wife is cheating on you? If you think that your spouse is cheating, you may be looking for confirmation. Before you take steps to start spying on your spouse, or before you decide to hire the services of a costly private investigator, read the signs below to see if your spouse may truly be cheating on you. 1. A change in physical appearance. Men and women who cheat often want to impress or entice the individual they are having inappropriate relations with. When doing so, they often change or improve their appearance. If your spouse starts paying more attention to their weight or buys new clothes, they may be having an affair. 2. Distance or lack of communication. Until you recently started noticing a problem, how was your communication with your spouse? If your spouse has recently stopped talking to you or distanced themselves from you at home, there is a good chance that they may be cheating on you. This is because they may be afraid of making a mistake and talking about their affair, or they may already be discussing their problems with someone else. 3. They constantly work late. Depending on your spouse and his or her career, and really may have to work late. With that said, be on the lookout for changes and use your best judgment. Has your husband or wife all of a sudden started working late? In terms of using your best judgment, know what careers often call for late nights, such as lawyers, doctors, and so forth. 4. They spend too much time with friends. Spending time with friends does not always signal a cheater. In fact, healthy relationships also depend on healthy outside friendships. With that said, be sure to use your best judgment. Look for the appearance of new friends or an increased amount of time. Has your husband or wife gone from spending one night a week with friends to 3 or more? 5. You don't know where they are. When you're married, there is never really any reason why you shouldn't know where your spouse is, especially late at night or for long periods of time. If you do not know, chances are your spouse is cheating. When they arrive home, they better have a good reason for being late or not letting you know where they were. 6. You hear rumors. Many men and women are not careful about cheating. This often involves them telling someone or someone seeing them out on a date. In these types of situations, people often talk. Listen to what you hear. If people are telling you that your spouse is cheating, it might be time to start listening. 7. No sex. Has your relationship recently become sex-free, or has the sex that you do have decreased in intensity and in frequency? If so, there is a good chance that your spouse is cheating on you. Men and women who get sex elsewhere don't always need to have it again when they return home. 8. You're accused of cheating. In today's society, cheating is a major concern. If your spouse accuses you of cheating, have you been displaying behavior that may lead them to that conclusion? If you haven't, there's a good chance that they're accusing you of cheating to make themselves feel less guilty. 9. Hearing the phrase, "We are just friends." The just friends phrase is a big sign of a cheater. As with all other friendships, it's important to use your best judgment. If the friend of the opposite sex and they are a newly acquired friend. If so, something may be up. 10. A bad feeling. Bad feelings are not something that should be easily dismissed. If you have reason to believe that your husband or wife is cheating, they may be. If you don't want to be in a relationship with a cheater, it's important for you to follow your heart. Take additional steps to see if they are truly cheating. These steps may involve hiring a private investigator or spying. 4 signs of a cheating wife. Do you suspect that your wife is cheating on you? If you do, you're definitely not alone. Infidelity is actually quite common these days. You can see it all over television, and almost everyone has known someone who has been cheated on in one way or another. If you're a husband who thinks that your wife is cheating on you, there are a number of signs that you will want to be on the lookout for. The following are 4 signs that could very well confirm your suspicions. 1. A change in appearance. If your wife has gone through a change in appearance, it could be a sign that she is cheating on you. What you will want to look for is small but significant changes in appearance. For example, has she always worn glasses but has all of a sudden opted for contact lenses? Has your wife recently started showing more skin? Dressing provocatively is a common sign of cheating, especially if your wife typically dresses conservatively. Switching perfumes or wearing it more often can be another sign of cheating. This can be done to impress a new man or to cover up another man's scent. 2. A change in affection. A change in the amount of affection that your wife gives you could be seen as a sign of having an affair. For example, has your love life been happy and healthy in the past? Was your relationship filled with fun, adventure, and great sex? If so, has that changed? If your wife no longer compliments you as she did before, or does something as simple as pull away during a kiss, an affair may be going on. Many cheating women try to avoid close contact with their husbands in fear of getting caught or letting their guilt show. 3. Secrecy. A wife becoming more secretive can often point to an extramarital affair. For example, does your wife spend too much time on the phone or the internet? If so, what does she say when you ask her what she is doing? If you receive a nothing or a not your business response, something may be going on. In keeping with phone and internet use, does your wife automatically hang up the phone whenever you walk into a room? Does she shut off the computer or try to block your view of it? If so, your wife's secrecy may mean that she is trying to cover up an affair. 4. Changes in bills. One of the simplest ways to catch a cheating wife is to start paying your bills. In most relationships, this is the woman's responsibility, but make it yours. Examine your wife's cell phone bills. Does it show what phone numbers are called or what numbers text messages and pictures are received from? Also closely examine credit card bills. Are there expenses listed for hotel rooms, vacations, restaurants, or anything else that you have no idea about? If so, your wife may be cheating on you. The above-mentioned signs are just a few of the many that you will want to look for in a cheating wife. If you think that your wife is cheating on you, just be sure to keep your eyes and ears open. Unfortunately for the cheaters, they often make mistakes. Many women get so comfortable that they slip up at one time or another. If you know what to look for, this is when you may be able to catch your wife cheating. If you do find out that your wife is cheating on you, you may want to carefully approach the subject. Never confront your wife in front of your children. No matter how angry you're, don't get violent and try to keep your voice at a reasonable level. As hard as it can be, calming approaching the situation can better allow you and your wife to have an honest discussion. This way you can decide what will happen you two and your relationship next. Behavior changes that may signal a cheating spouse. Do you think that your spouse is having an affair? Many times it can be very difficult to tell if your spouse is cheating on you. Fortunately, many cheating spouses eventually show signs of being unfaithful, most of which are associated with their behavior. Outlined below are some signs that your spouse might be cheating on you. Your spouse joins a gym. This is a major sign when it's something that they never had any interest in doing so before. If you never had a problem with your spouse's weight before, why would you now? This could be a sign that they are trying to impress someone besides you. Your spouse does not have time to sit down and talk anymore. Didn't your spouse talk about their day? If you never seem to have the deep or intense conversations that you once had, there may be a major problem. Cheating spouses often try to distance themselves from their relationships at home. This is a sign that your spouse may be cheating on you. Your spouse may act differently during sex and want to try new things out in the bedroom. If your spouse suddenly wants to try new things in the bedroom, or if you just notice that the sex is different, they may be cheating. In fact, you may be left wondering where they learned that from. In keeping with sex, your spouse may want to have it less. A decrease in sex frequency is a sign that your spouse may be cheating on you. As for why sex occurs less when cheating is involved, they feel guilty about what they are doing, or they may be getting enough sex already. They may also get angry easier and more often. Your spouse may also be touchy around you. This may lead to more arguments and disagreements in your relationship. Things you do may annoy your husband or wife. They may actually go as far as to leave the room. Be sure to observe the changes in behavior that your spouse has towards other members of your family as well. They want to buy a whole new wardrobe, in a way reinventing themselves. This works in conjunction with joining a gym to lose weight. A huge sign of cheating is when a new wardrobe is purchased and when more skin is being shown. Unusual behavior when your spouse is on the phone is another sign of cheating. When they are talking on the phone near you, do they try to lower their voice or even leave the room? Hanging up a phone quickly is another signal to watch for. Be cautious of increased cell phone use, as many cheaters prefer to use their own personal phones as opposed to family phones. In addition to examining the behavior of your husband or wife, the behavior of your friends should also be examined. The friends you share together may start acting differently towards you. This is often because your shared friends might know more than you do. Even if a friend does not outright tell you that your husband or wife is cheating, they may intentionally or unintentionally show you the signs. These above-mentioned signs may be an indicator that your spouse is cheating on you, but there may also be reasonable causes for these behavior changes. For example, your spouse might want to look great for you and you alone, or they also may simply want to improve their health. Since there are no guarantees that cheating could be going on, even with the above-mentioned signs present, additional steps should be taken. These steps can and should include monitoring cell phone calls, viewing the cell phone bill, or hiring a private investigator. Never confront your husband or wife without the proper proof. Be sure to get solid evidence of cheating, otherwise you could be creating a whole new problem in your relationship. Confronting a cheating spouse, when caution is important. Have you just recently learned that your spouse is or has been cheating on you? If you have, you may want to confront them. In all honesty, if you want to go ahead and confront your cheating spouse, then go ahead and do so. With that being said, you may want to use caution. There are times when confronting a cheating spouse can turn dangerous. If you decide to confront your cheating spouse alone, you may want to be extra careful. In fact, you may even want to hold off on the confrontation. Is your spouse known for his or her temper? If so, being alone may not be the best way to accuse your spouse of cheating on you or showing them the proof that you have. This is particularly true if you intend to end your relationship or ask for a divorce. If possible, have a trusted friend, family member, or police officer with you at your home. As previously stated, you may not want to be alone when confronting a cheating spouse. With that said, there is someone who you do not want to have with you. That is one of your children. Never confront a cheating spouse or even accuse them of cheating in front of your children. It doesn't matter if your children are newborns or teenagers. Teens know about cheating and you don't want to drag them into your mess of a marriage. Newborns will have no clue as to what you are talking about, but the raised voices may be scary and overwhelming. If your spouse is abusive, either verbally abusive or physically abusive, use your best judgment. When your spouse is abusive either verbally or physically, you will want to proceed with extreme caution. If you intend to end your marriage due to cheating, it may be best to do so all at once. Have a trusted friend, relative, or the police on standby. If your spouse starts to get violent or upset with you for bringing up their cheating, take action immediately. Call for help or get out of your house and don't return until they are gone or you have the police with you. Never put yourself in harm's way when confronting a cheating spouse. Another situation where you want to be cautious when calling out a cheating spouse is if you aren't ready to walk out the door. Yes, you have every right to be in your home and your spouse may be the one who has to or should leave, but that doesn't mean the situation will go that way. If your spouse refuses to leave your home even just for a temporary break, are you prepared to? What about your children if you're a parent? If your main goal is to end your relationship with your cheating spouse, be sure to have a set plan in place for you and your family. Finally, reconsider confronting a cheating spouse if you don't have any proof. Have you seen your spouse on a date with another? Have you seen the phone or credit card bills with suspicious or out of the ordinary entries? 5 signs of a cheating husband. Spouses having affairs seems to be a common occurrence in today's society. In fact, they seem as if they are increasing in popularity. Although it's often difficult to associate good news with a cheating husband, there is good news. That good news is that it's relatively easy for you to catch your cheating husband, especially when you know what signs to look for. As previously stated, there are signs that you can look for to help you determine if your spouse is cheating on you. With that being said, some of these signs are so small that they often go unnoticed. To help provide you with assistance, some signs that you will want to look for to see if your husband is cheating on you are highlighted below. 1. Changed appearance. If your husband has changed his appearance dramatically in one way or another, it can be a sign of cheating. For example, he could change the style of clothing that he wears, either shave or decide to grow a beard or start wearing cologne when he never had before. Another major sign to look for in terms of changed appearance is if your husband takes extra steps to ensure that he looks his best for work or when going out with friends. 2. Unusual schedule changes. If your husband has had some uncommon and unusual changes in his schedule, this could be a sign that he is cheating. For example, does your husband normally not work overtime or stay late? If he has started doing so all of a sudden, there is a good chance that cheating may be to blame. What about common or unexpected business trips? In addition to changes with a work schedule, your husband's friendships should also be closely examined. When your husband spends time with his friends, is he gone longer than usual? Has a new friend or family member recently appeared in the picture? 3. A loss of interest in family. One of the biggest signs of a cheating husband is the loss of interest in family. Are you and your husband parents? If so, has your husband completely lost interest in doing things with you or your children? Your husband may be cheating if he would much rather spend time alone or with friends than with you or your family. 4. Displaying guilt. If your husband really is having an affair, he is likely to be dealing with a large amount of guilt. This guilt can typically work 2 ways. He could show you much more attention and give you more affection than he normally does. On the other hand, he can display anger and frustration with you. Anger often tends to give cheating husbands a reason not to feel so guilty. 5. Unusual phone use. Another good sign that your husband may be cheating on you is if he acts weird when using the phone. Does your husband get quiet when you enter the room, or does he hang up the phone? Is his cell phone being used to talk to friends as opposed to your family phone? If so, try to get hold of your husband's cell phone to examine the call log, or else check out the phone bill. This should be done because your husband may be cheating on you. The above-mentioned signs are just a few of the many signs that your husband may be a cheater. With that said, the above-mentioned signs are a few of the easiest to catch. As difficult as it can be for you to learn that your husband is cheating on you, it's important to think about the long-term situation at hand. Knowing is better than speculating. In fact, your husband and his cheating ways can put your health at risk with the transmission of sex-related diseases. Also, if you're a parent, you have your children's safety and zero well-being to take into consideration. 5 things you can do when your teen daughter catches her boyfriend cheating. As parents, we never want to see our children suffer, particularly at the hands of a cheating boyfriend. But what should you do if your teenage daughter finds out that her boyfriend is or has been cheating on her? During the teen years, everything that happens or goes wrong seems like it's the end of the world, so expect some overreaction from your teen. As much as we want to fix everything for them, healing a broken heart is a task that can be hard to accomplish. With that said, there are a few ways, 5 ways to be exact, that you can help your daughter overcome without being too intrusive. 1. Be a source of comfort. What you will want to do is be a shoulder for her to cry on. Also, have an ear ready to listen. Your daughter may or may not want to open up to you about her feelings and experiences right away, but be ready for when she is. It's also important to never underestimate the power of a simple hug, as just a hug from mom or dad can help to improve so much. 2. Give your daughter space and time. What it's important to remember about teenage relationships is that many teens think they are serious even if the relationship only lasted a few days. Many teens believe that their boyfriends are the one. No matter how short or long your daughter's relationship was, do not expect her to get over him overnight. Also, don't try to overschedule what you believe to be fun and exciting family time. Your daughter will cope at her own pace. She may just need to be alone for a while to process her thoughts and feelings. 3. Let your daughter know you understand. Validation is important for many teens who experience cheating or the end of a relationship. Letting your daughter know that you understand what she is going through and how much it hurts is important for her to hear. Remind your daughter that although you understand her hurt and pain, it will improve over time. Just be cautious with your approach, as you will not want to go overboard. Now may not be the time to toss out the common "there is other fish in the sea" line. 4. Avoid making comparisons. Since cheating is becoming somewhat of a common occurrence, there is a chance that you may have experienced the same problem and emotions. Even if you have, it's important to not compare her situation to yours. Your daughter's situation should be treated with uniqueness. Plus, a comparison may make your daughter feel as if you are trying to diminish her pain or draw attention away from her needs. 5. Don't let her shut down completely. As previously stated, it's important to give your daughter the space and time that she needs to cope with a cheating boyfriend or the end of her relationship, but don't allow her to shut out the whole world. Avoiding school and peers that may be a goal of hers, but don't allow your daughter's fear or embarrassment have a negative impact on her life. Instead, encourage her to spend time with her friends, namely those who love and support her and will provide encouragement regardless of the situation. 5 easy ways to catch a cheating spouse. Do you suspect that your spouse is cheating on you? If you do, you may want to end your relationship. This feeling is completely natural. However, before you decide to ask for a divorce, it's important to make sure that your spouse really is cheating on you. The good news is that doing so is a lot easier than many originally think. In fact, 5 easy ways that you can go about catching a cheating spouse are highlighted below. 1. Follow them. Following a cheating spouse is one of the easiest ways to catch them in the act. What you will want to do is choose your time wisely. For example, choose to follow your husband or wife when they say they are going out with friends or working late. If you do decide to follow your husband or wife, be careful when doing so. The last thing that you want is to get caught. If you do, you may be the one who is, in turn, put in the hot seat. Also, be sure to not put yourself in any potentially dangerous situations. 2. Hire a private investigator. Hiring a private investigator is a nice and easy way to catch a cheating spouse. For many men and women, it's also a much safer approach. What you will need to do is provide an investigator with information about your spouse, such as pictures, their description, where they work, as well as their daily schedule. Your private investigator should follow your husband or wife to get the proof that you need. The only downside to using the services of a private investigator to catch a cheating husband or wife is that you must pay for those services. However, many find the costs well worth it. If you're looking to get divorced, the pictures or video that your private investigator gets may prove to be very valuable to you. 3. Check their cell phones. Since many cheating husbands and wives don't want to get caught, many do not use their home phones. Instead, they rely on the use of a cell phone. If your husband or wife has a cell phone, try to get a hold of it. Most cell phones keep accurate records, including information on text messages received, pictures received, phone calls received, and phone calls dialed. You do see anything suspicious? In addition to checking the cell phone itself, consider looking at the bill. Did you know that some cell phone companies itemize the phone numbers and messages that are received? In fact, you may have the option to do so. If you are married, you may be able to change the format of your cell phone bill to include this important and revealing information. 4. The Internet. When looking to use the Internet to catch a cheating spouse, you have a number of different options. For starters, you can use it as a research tool. You can research additional ways to catch a cheating spouse, learn common signs that cheaters show, mistakes that they make, and so forth. You can also use the Internet to help you find a private investigator. The Internet can also be used to catch your cheating spouse in action. In fact, the Internet makes it easier for people to cheat, therefore many choose to do so online. Examine the history of your computer. Is it filled with pornographic websites, dating websites, or social networking websites? In fact, has the history to your computer recently been cleared? 5. Keep your eyes and ears open. Finally, it's important to keep your eyes and ears open. In fact, doing so is one of the easiest ways to find a cheating spouse. If your husband or wife is brave or daring, they may flaunt their affair right in front of you. Also, it's important to remember that people talk. Do you hear your friends or family members talking about your cheating partner? If so, it might be time to start listening. 5 signs of a cheating girlfriend. Are you a teenage boy who is in a serious relationship? If you do, you believe that your girlfriend is cheating on you. If you do, you may want a proof. After all, the last thing that you want to do is be associated with a girl who likes to cheat and possibly sleep around. For that reason, once suspicion has arose, many boyfriends want to know if their girlfriends are really cheating on them. One of the best ways to tell if your girlfriend is cheating on you is to keep your eyes and ears open at all times. Did you know that many of the women or even girls who cheat make many mistakes along the way? These mistakes are signs that you should be able to pick up on, but you must know what to look for. To help get you started, 5 signs that your girlfriend may be cheating on your outlined below. 1. If your girlfriend has changed her appearance. Has your girlfriend recently changed her appearance? Did she start wearing contacts instead of glasses? Has she started showing more skin at school? If so, she may be cheating on you, or she may want to start cheating on you soon. This is because changes in appearance are often made to impress someone. If that person is not you, it will likely be another boy. 2. If your girlfriend stops hanging out with you. In the past, did you and your girlfriend spend a lot of time together? Did you enjoy hanging out with her friends, going to the movies, or attending parties together? Are those days gone? If so, your relationship may be over and your girlfriend may be cheating on you. It's also important to examine the friends of your girlfriend. Do they act different towards you? Do you still hang out with them as a group like as much as before? If not, your girlfriend is likely trying to keep her new romantic interest a secret. When teenage girls try to juggle multiple relationships, they often confide in their friends. Keeping you away from those friends may be a defense mechanism. 3. A rude attitude. Unfortunately, many teenagers today are a lot ruder than they were in the past. Since you're a teen yourself, you may not want to hear this, but it's true. For that reason, did you know that some girls will go as far as to start a new relationship without even breaking up with their boyfriend like you? Some will do so just to be mean. If your girlfriend flaunts her new relationship, or if she is rude to you, it's time for you to move on. 4. The rumors fly. At the high school level, you will hear a lot of gossip. For many teenagers, gossip is a fun way to pass the time at school. This gossip may be about you or your girlfriend. As previously stated, your girlfriend may confide in her friends about her cheating. What helps you is that girls like to talk and gossip the most. If your girlfriend is cheating on you, chances are you will hear the rumors at school. If you do hear these rumors, it might be time for you to start listening to them. How cheaters use the internet to seek new romance. Are you in a relationship? If your cheating may be a concern of yours. After all, cheating is an issue that many of us have become alto familiar with. You may have been cheated on in the past, you may have known someone else who has been, or you may have learned all about cheating from the television and movies. If you suspect that your partner is cheating on you, they may be using the internet to do so. Why? Because the internet has made it very easy for cheaters to seek new romance. Not only is the internet making online affairs easy and convenient, but many cheaters think the internet makes it harder to get caught. Unfortunately for them and luckily for you, the computer often tells the tale. As for how men and women use the internet to seek new romance online, there are a number of different approaches taken. One of those is social networking websites. Now it's important to know that social networking sites like MySpace have increased in popularity over the past few years. Just because your partner uses a social networking website, it does not mean that they are cheating on you. They may truly just be interested in connecting with old friends. Be cautious, however, of a profile that you cannot see or access, or the appearance of old girlfriends. Dating websites are also how many cheaters use the internet to seek new romance online. Unfortunately, dating websites are more risky than social networking websites. If your husband, wife, girlfriend or boyfriend uses an online dating site, they may have the intention of actually meeting the person at the other end of the computer. This is when an affair stops becoming just an emotional affair and often starts becoming a physical affair. If you ever find that your partner is using an online dating website, be aware, because there is a good chance that they are cheating on you or intend to start soon. As it was previously stated, the internet does make it easier for cheaters to start romances online, but it's also relatively easy to catch a cheater online. To get started, check your computer's internet history. To do so, open up a new Internet Explorer window. Along the top of the page you will see the history icon. This icon is in the shape of a clock with a green arrow. Clicking on this will tell you all of the websites visited in the past few days. Be suspicious of no information, as it may mean that the history was purposely cleared. A keylogger program, also occasionally referred to as a keyword tracker, can also be installed on your computer. These programs work to capture each word that is typed on your computer. If you think that your partner is communicating with their sex partner or partners online through email or in chat room sessions, you may be able to see exactly what they are saying. These types of programs can be expensive, but they can also provide you with the proof that you need. You can also always take the direct approach. If your partner is using the computer and acting secretive, demand to see what they are looking at. Walk over to the computer, immediately request that they get up. 5. You take their seat. View the computer's internet history immediately. This allows you to see what they have been looking at online before giving a computer-savvy cheater time to cover their tracks. Got a cheating partner? How and why you should check phone records. Do you suspect that your spouse is cheating on you? If you do, you may be looking for proof. One of the most common ways that this proof is obtained is by spying. Unfortunately, you may be uncomfortable doing so, or you may not have the financial resources needed to hire a private investigator. If that is the case, there is another way that you can try to catch a cheating spouse. You can do so with their cell phone. Many cheating spouses use their cell phones as an easy means of communication. In fact, did you know that many will use their cell phones as opposed to the family phone? Many do so because there is less of a chance that you or someone else, like one of your children, will pick up the phone instead. Since cell phones are a common means of communication for cheating spouses, you should use this to your advantage. What it is important to know about cell phones is that they keep very accurate records. All cell phones, even those that are older, keep a call log. Oftentimes the calls that are made, the calls that are received, and the calls that are missed are recorded. You should be provided with a date and a time. If you can get a hold of your partner's cell phone, do it. Even if you have to grab the phone in the middle of the night and check its history in the bathroom, do so. When checking your partner's cell phone for suspicious activity, you will want to be on the lookout for names or telephone numbers that you do not recognize. Also look for constant calls to or from a certain number. If your partner is calling one number multiple times a day or every day, they may be cheating on you. In addition to checking the call log, also examine picture messages and text messages. These are easier to delete, but many cheaters don't take the simple step needed to do so because they don't believe that they will get caught. In addition to the cell phone itself, you can also use cell phone bills as method to catch a cheater. This works best if you're married to your partner or if you live with them, as it should be easy for you to gain access to their cell phone. Does your partner's cell phone bill list the phone numbers that are called or the phone numbers that text messages were sent to? If it does, be on the lookout for unknown numbers or repeated communication. Although not all cell phone bills itemize information like on the phone calls received or placed, many companies do give you the option of doing so. If you're the one who is responsible for paying the cell phone bill, or if you're married, you may be able to change the format of your partner's cell phone bill. A quick call or email to the cell phone company should be enough to catch your cheating partner the next time that the phone bill arrives. The above-mentioned steps are just a few of the many easy ways that you can use your partner's cell phone and cell phone bill to see if they are cheating on you. If you see that your partner hangs up the phone whenever you enter the room, or if they lower their voice, there is a good chance that they are hiding something from you. Common mistakes cheaters make in relationships. Do you suspect that your spouse or your romantic partner is cheating on you? If you do, you may be looking for ways to catch him or her in action. Fortunately for you, this may be easier to do than you originally thought. Why? Because many cheaters make simple yet costly mistakes in their relationships. As stated above, many cheaters make mistakes. These mistakes can actually make it much easier for you to catch your cheating spouse or romantic partner. A few of the common mistakes that cheaters, both men and women, make are outlined below. Mistake 1. Believing they won't get caught. The biggest mistake that cheaters make is believing that they won't get caught. This often leads cheaters to become bolder, braver, as well as display reckless behavior. Yes, it's true that some men and women are able to carry on affairs for years without their spouses or romantic partners knowing, but this is actually quite rare. Due to the other mistakes that are listed below, most cheaters end up getting caught at one time or another. Mistake 2. Believing their partner will forgive them. If you're unfortunate enough to learn that your spouse or romantic partner is cheating on you, you may be surprised with their actions. Many cheaters, regardless of gender, appear shocked when their significant other is upset. This is because many cheaters expect their partners to automatically forgive them, like by writing off the cheating as a simple mistake. Mistake 3. Believing they did or are doing nothing wrong. As previously stated, many cheaters expect not to get caught, and those who do get caught expect to be forgiven right away. These same individuals likely believe that they aren't doing anything wrong. The good news for you, though, is that men and women who assume they aren't doing anything wrong by cheating don't always cover their tracks. This means that it should be easier for you to catch a cheating spouse or romantic partner and take the appropriate action. Mistake number 4. Changing their appearance. When men and women have affairs, they often feel revived. This often results in them wanting to take better care of themselves and improve their physical appearance. Of course, it's important to remember that there may be a good reason for your significant other to get a makeover or change their wardrobe, but it is often a sign of cheating. In fact, it's such a common and well-known sign that you have to wonder what your significant other is thinking when openly making these changes. Mistake number 5. Making themselves unavailable. When a husband, wife, boyfriend or girlfriend suspects that their partner is cheating on them, they often try and contact their significant other when they don't know where they are. This contact is often made by phone. One mistake that cheaters make is not picking up the phone. Yes, they are probably busy, but cheaters who answer the phone and come up with a plausible excuse for not being home or being out of reach are likely to get away with cheating longer. Mistake 6. Talking too much or flaunting affair. In keeping with the mistake of believing that they will get away with it, many cheaters make the mistake of talking about their affair or getting braver. This may involve going out in public as opposed to meeting in secret. What many cheaters don't realize is that people talk, even the people who they believe they can trust and those closest to them. In fact, this is how many people become aware of a cheating spouse or romantic partner. They hear the rumors that are flying. The above-mentioned mistakes are just a few of the many but common mistakes that cheaters make. Be on the lookout for a few of these mistakes, as they may be a good sign that your significant other is cheating on you. 5 signs of a cheating boyfriend. Are you a teenager who is in a serious relationship? If you are, there may come a point in time when you think that your boyfriend is cheating on you. As often as you may hear an adult say you are young, you will find love again, you may still want to have concrete proof that your boyfriend is cheating on you. After all, if love is what you feel, you may be unsure about ending the relationship. Although getting concrete proof that shows that your boyfriend is cheating on you can be difficult to do, there are still a number of signs that you will want to look for. These signs, 5 of which are outlined below, can make it easier for you to determine whether or not your teenage boyfriend is cheating on you. 1. He stops hanging out with you. If your boyfriend stops hanging out with you, or if he stops inviting you to parties or social outings with friends, there is a good chance that he is cheating on you. As for why you may no longer be invited to social events with him, he is likely worried that his friends will talk. Because chances are his close friends already know that he is cheating on you. In fact, do his friends treat you any differently? 2. He has changed his appearance. Has your boyfriend started changing his appearance? Has he started taking better care of himself? At the high school level, a big change in appearance should include hairstyles or clothes. Chances are if your boyfriend has undergone a sudden appearance change, there is someone who he is trying to impress. Unfortunately, you may not be that someone. 3. A rude attitude. Since many cheaters feel guilty about their actions, they often try to lessen that guilt. One of the many ways that a boyfriend does this is by being rude to you. He may accuse you of cheating on him, or he may regularly find even the smallest reasons for picking an argument. This is because some cheaters justify their behavior by claiming that their girlfriends deserve to be cheated on. 4. You can't get in touch with him. Many boyfriends and girlfriends communicate through cell phone calls, text messages, and emails. If this is how you and your boyfriend communicated in the past, have you suddenly noticed a change? If you find it harder to get hold of your boyfriend, he might be cheating on you. After all, why would he always answer your phone calls, text messages, or emails before but not now? 5. You are hearing rumors. If one thing is for sure, it's that high school students like to gossip. As previously stated, your boyfriend's friends likely already know that he is cheating on you. They may talk to their other friends or their own girlfriends. This is likely to start rumors. Although not all rumors you hear at school are true, you may want to listen carefully. The above-mentioned signs are just a few of the many that your boyfriend may be cheating on you. If you do find out that your boyfriend is cheating on you, it may be a wise idea to break off the relationship. If you're having sex with your boyfriend, his cheating ways could put you at risk for developing harmful and painful sexually transmitted diseases. Terms and conditions. Legal notice. The publisher has strived to be as accurate and complete as possible in the creation of this report, notwithstanding the fact that he does not warrant or represent at any time that the contents within are accurate due to the rapidly changing nature of the Internet. While all attempts have been made to verify information provided in this publication, the publisher assumes no responsibility for errors, omissions, or contrary interpretation of the subject matter herein. Any perceived slights of specific persons, peoples, or organizations are unintentional. In practical advice books, like anything else in life, there are no guarantees of income made. Readers are cautioned to rely on their own judgment about their individual circumstances to act accordingly. This book is not intended for use as a source of legal, business, accounting, or financial advice. All readers are advised to seek services of competent professionals in legal, business, accounting, and finance fields. You are encouraged to print this book for easy reading.